In 2016, on the grandest stage of European football, a tiny nation stood tall. A country with no history in major tournaments, no household name players, and a population smaller than most suburbs, wrote one of the most unforgettable chapters in the history of the game. This is the story of Iceland at Euro 2016, a story of belief, of grit, and of unity, of a nation that refused to be ignored. Let's start with some perspective. In 2010, Iceland was ranked 112th in the world. They had never qualified for the World Cup, never reached the Euros, and barely made headlines outside their own borders. Their training facilities were limited. Their football season was short due to harsh winters. And until recently, they didn't even have indoor pitches. But something started to change. In the early 2000s, Iceland made a strategic decision. They began investing in football infrastructure, building indoor arenas and artificial pitches across the country. More importantly, they trained coaches, lots of them. By 2016, Iceland had one UEFA qualified coach per 500 people. Compare that to England, with one per 10,000. This quiet revolution laid the foundation for something extraordinary. Their coaching setup was unusual. Two men shared the job. Lars Lagerbäck, a Swedish veteran who had led Sweden to multiple international tournaments, and Heimir Hallgrímsson, a calm, analytical mind who also worked as a dentist. Yes, a literal dentist, but together they brought balance. Lagerbäck brought structure. Hallgrímsson brought unity. They created a system that didn't rely on individual brilliance, but on organization, discipline, and collective will. To even get to Euro 2016 was historic. Iceland finished second in their qualifying group, above Turkey and the Netherlands, a team that had made the World Cup semi-finals just 2 years earlier. They were the smallest nation to ever qualify for a major European tournament. And they weren't just there to take part, they were ready to fight. Drawn into Group F, Iceland's opponents were Portugal, with Cristiano Ronaldo; Austria, ranked 10th in the world at the time; Hungary, a team with a deep footballing legacy. No one gave Iceland much of a chance. Their opening game? Against Portugal. The match ended 1-1. Iceland equalized through Birkir Bjarnason, making history with their first ever goal in a major tournament. Ronaldo, frustrated by Iceland's stubborn defending, criticized them in the post-match interview, saying they had a small mentality and only tried to defend. That insult didn't go unnoticed. Next, they drew 1-1 with Hungary, still unbeaten. Then came Austria. A draw would likely get them through. But Iceland wasn't interested in just drawing. In the 94th minute, with Austria pushing for a winner, Iceland counterattacked. Arno Traustason finished the move. Iceland won 2-1. They had done it. Second place in the group. Round of 16. A new chapter was about to begin. Next up, England, a country with Premier League superstars. A footballing giant with a massive budget, infrastructure, and expectations. And yet when the game began, something strange happened. England scored early, a Wayne Rooney penalty in the 2nd minute. But Iceland didn't crumble. Just 30 seconds later, they equalized. Long throw, flick on, tap in. By the 18th minute, Kolbeinn Sigthorsson put them ahead. From there, Iceland defended like their lives depended on it. England passed and passed, but created little. Iceland's shape, their commitment, their bravery, it stifled England completely. The final whistle blew. Iceland 2, England 1, a seismic result. England were humiliated. Their manager, Roy Hodgson, resigned within hours. And Iceland, they had just produced one of the biggest upsets in football history. After the match, Iceland's players and fans gathered in front of their supporters. Then it started. The Viking Clap, a slow, thunderous chant, like the beat of war drums echoing through a stadium. It became iconic. The chant was soon adopted by clubs and fans across the world, but no one did it like Iceland. It wasn't just a cheer, it was a symbol of pride, of unity, of how far they had come. The quarter-finals brought them face-to-face with France, the hosts. France was too strong, too fast, too clinical. By halftime, it was 4-0. But Iceland didn't stop fighting. They scored twice in the second half. Final score, 5-2. The dream was over, but Iceland went down swinging. And the footballing world, they were on their feet, applauding. What Iceland achieved wasn't just a fairy tale. It was the result of long-term planning, intelligent investment, and cultural unity.